Well, hey. How are you, my friends? I'm late on purpose. Janet and Mia were harassing me and telling me that it was more Mia that was telling me I needed to get ready. So I told her, and they were harassing me, and I told them, I said, just for that, I'm going to be 5 minutes late. I'm going to make you guys sit there and watch the countdown, which is torture, and nobody wants to watch the countdown or listen to it. Anywho, if you're new to my channel, hi, thanks for coming. My name is Noelle. I go by Farm Girl Scavenger. If you're not new, which is the majority of you lovely people, what the heck you doing coming back for more? Haven't you had enough already? Oh, let me have I just made some iced coffee. That was truly why I was late, if you must know. So I have talked in other live shows, and I know my volume is going to be on here. I have to get my other screen up so that I can read the chat there we go. All right. And I have to give myself a thumbs up because somebody's got to do it, right? All right. We're ready. Let's go. So what I was starting to say is I have talked many times about plants. Any of you guys that have seen me on Dom, my friend Dom, Primetime Treasure Hunters, Thrift Battles, know that I have brought a plant item to every one of my thrift battles, and I have lost every time with that plant item because people apparently do not value food, even though when they're hungry, they really, really need it. Omelets buy nothing. Well, let's find out. Can seeds and green leafy things be sold? You know they can. So let's do a quick hey to Mia, She Picker, Jan, Ethel, hi Patty. You want Noelle to tell us about growing? Oh, I absolutely will. I have a good one on that. You got a cardboard box and some dirt, you can grow some potatoes. Michelle, how are you? Let's see. Lost my place. Another extremely hot day. Yes, it was. And look, I have a sweatshirt on. It was cold this morning, and I moved so much stuff today. Look, I'm a hot mess. Digging Dashin Finds. How are you? Sue? Hi, Sue. Angela Kane, the Rose Maiden. Hello, Angela. How are you? Thanks for coming in. And did I get everybody? Omelets We Buy Nothing. You're new too. New to me. You may have watched and lurked in the back in the green room, right? So welcome in. Danielle, how are you? All right. What? Who knows plants? And Liz. Oh, hi, Lizzie. How are you? Lizzie loves books. If you guys like books, and she has a book related channel, and she does book reviews and all kinds of stuff. Go check her out. She's a sweetheart. And does a lot and does some stuff on organizing as well. And those of you who are cat lovers, did Doug show up? There you are. I see you. Now you want an omelet. Lizzie also does kitty cat rescue. So she's a pretty cool person. So speaking of Dom's channel, and some of you guys already know this because you saw me talk about it in as a matter of fact, I'm not going to start with that. Let's start with the rules and regulations per eBay, right? So, as always, these links are posted down below in the description. eBay has a policy called plants and seeds. Plants or seeds prohibited by government or shipping regulations are not allowed. Well, how the heck are you supposed to know? Well, there's more links. Most plants and seeds can be listed as long as they're located in the U.S., but there are exceptions, including some seeds and noxious weeds. You cannot sell. I can't believe that they let people sell bindweed, aka morning glory. And yes, people will, and same with a butterfly bush, people will go on and on and on about how they've been bred to not, to be sterile. Lies. Over a certain amount of generations, like years, they will revert back to their normal genealogy and they will still be considered noxious. So, bindweed is one of the worst. Bindweed, aka morning glory, and that is horrible in the Pacific Northwest. I noticed when I was in New York last year that wild grapes and trumpet vines are about the same there as morning glory is here. So, Amy, are you here? I just now, I'm looking at my other. Hi, Amy. Where are you? Here's my friend. Oh, that doesn't work. Well, Amy, happy cowgirl thrifter, my friend from the East Coast, invasive species. You are correct. Evan Owen is also Amy. So, in the words of Malcolm, life finds a way. Correct. So, for all other plants or seeds, sellers should check with the following resources to determine if an item is restricted or prohibited. Activity that doesn't follow eBay policy could result in a range of actions, including, for example, administratively ending or canceling your listings, hiding or demoting all listings from search results, lowering your seller rating, buying or selling restrictions, and account suspensions, and then all blah, blah, blah on the fees. So basically, you need to know and this Save Our Citrus website, you need to go onto the USDA Plants for Planting manual. Let's go check it out. And it will tell you, you can go in and do all the different A to Z's and program overview to help facilitate the clearance of imported plants and plant products during the COVID-19 emergency. APHIS and the U.S. Customs and Border Protection will accept electronically produced versions of phytosanitary certificates through September. So this website contains plant protection and quarantine manuals in electronic format. The manuals are categorized into two areas: commodity import and export programs, and domestic program and emergency response manuals. And what we want to look at are the domestic programs, because you're not going to be able to sell anything, more than likely. There are a few things, but you're not going to be able to sell a lot of things internationally. They just won't let it happen. So here's the animal product manual, and then you can go down and you can domestic program and emergency response manuals. And it tells you about fresh fruits and vegetables, processed fruits, articles, cut flowers, seeds not for planting, because they use a lot of seeds for decorating, and that propagative plants and seeds. So you need to be responsible for going in and looking at your state, because like California, there's a lot of things that you just can't ship to California, and you can't ship out of California. And that is not because California is weird. That's because there is a lot of produce grown in California. And if they got something in there that attacked the produce, it would be ridiculous. Similar to this USDA Save Our Citrus website, this is quite interesting because a lot of the citrus fruit was killed by a lot of, I read this a while back, like a year or so ago. citrus trees, move it and lose it. Soon, citrus producing states across America, including Arizona, California, Florida, Louisiana, and Texas, will be full of fresh citrus. But gone are the days of sharing the fruit, trees, or seeds with friends and family out of state or even in the next county. It is no longer as simple as packing it up and shipping it or buying a citrus tree at a roadside stand to bring home. You've heard of the saying, move it or lose it. When it comes to citrus trees, it's move it and lose it. When you move citrus trees, you risk losing America's citrus altogether. Think breakfast with no fresh oranges. Anyway, go in and read those articles. They're quite interesting, and they will tell the spread of citrus disease, and it is real. And you can, on that note, something you guys should also be aware of, and maybe some of you are, stuff that chestnuts. Chestnuts are a huge commodity for the United States, and they were a huge commodity for the East Coast. That's where a lot of the chestnuts were grown, and there was a disease that came in and wiped out massive amounts of chestnut trees. You had clematis, the purple one. I love clematis. That's how it's properly pronounced, by the way. Trumpet vines are beautiful and they are gorgeous, but they have to be taken care of. And the problem is with a lot of these plants that take over, people don't take care of them and they just let them go. And then Jan hates them because she had to clean up a mess that was let go for so long. Wisteria is another horrible one. And people, I got to choose my word correctly here, mistakenly plant it next to their house so that it can grow on the porch and look like Wisteria Lane or look like in the South. Well, what Wisteria and trumpet vines and any of those vining things do when you let them grow on your house is they grow through the siding. They grow up and then like ivy. In the UK too. Yes, the chestnuts. So it's kind of funny because, not funny, haha. When that was happening, there were quite a few nut growers out here in the Pacific Northwest. We do English walnuts and hazelnuts, aka filberts, are big money makers out here. And actually, filberts are my clear comment. Oh, thank you. Because, there it is. What can I say? Wisteria, they're all beautiful. They are all beautiful, but coming from a landscaper, as we age, it's harder and harder to take care of the things that we love in our yard. There is nothing that I love more than the smell of fresh cut grass. There is nothing that I love more than walking in a yard of fresh cut grass. I will never have to mow my lawn again because I have had enough of it. So I have made my front lawn so that there is no grass in it, and my backyard is almost that way too. As soon as I have the shop, there will be no grass. I will have no grass on my property. I'm not going to mow it. I'm not going to water it. I'm not going to worry about it. You just planted a trumpet vine next to my house. You have a brick house. Well, it'll grow onto the bricks. I'm just saying, most of the industry that sells these plants and such do not give out the proper information because they don't care. They don't care where you plant it, what damage it does to something. English ivy is considered a noxious weed in the state of Washington. You cannot buy it. They cannot sell it in nurseries, and you cannot buy it here. And it will kill everything it comes across. As a matter of fact, I'm dealing with getting rid of some of it that was here on my property. That being said, there are lots of things that you can sell that are plants, seeds, parts of plants, food pieces of plants that you can grow in your own yard. And yes, you can sell them on eBay. You just need to be responsible. Yumi, I was so thinking about you yesterday that I haven't seen you in so long. Where have you been? How are you? How are you? That is so funny. What a coinky dink. So back to my and then let's do this real quick. Let's get this over with. eBay's food policy. So I did another video with Alyssa last year about selling homemade goods on eBay. So here is the food policy. So if you're going to take any of the foods that you grow, say you're going to make salsa or jams or jellies or whatever, you need to read this policy because there are a lot of things that, yes, you can sell on eBay. You can also sell homemade goods on Etsy. And I don't know about Mercari, so I'm not going to even talk about that. But these are things that are not allowed. Got it? Not allowed. Unpasteurized dairy products, except cheese that follows government guidelines. Unpasteurized fruit or vegetable juice. Wild mushrooms, except for morel and shiitake mushrooms. Acai fruit or seeds. Expired food. And we'll talk about that another time. Government assistance benefits that can be used for food. Who would even attempt that? I don't even know why I asked that question. When listing food items that are allowed, sellers must ensure food items are properly packaged and stored safely. Clearly state the expiration date in the item description. State how perishable items will be delivered and ensure that they are delivered to the buyer before the expiration date. And then it tells you what kind of horrible things they'll do to you if you don't follow their thing. And then right here are a bunch of, hi buddy. Right here are a bunch of helpful links, Gateway to Federal Food Safety. So you can go check all of these out if you want to. And it's worth it, especially if you, let's do that because I'm going to go in here in a minute. Okay, it's worth it, especially if you have access. Morel and shiitake mushrooms, if you have access to those, no food on Mercari. Thanks, Danielle. If you have access to stuff like that, so if you have access to morel mushrooms and shiitake mushrooms, if you have access to rosemary and lavender, the real plants, even the dried versions, you get many elderberry bush babies. Oh, you've got many. There you go. That's now you totally need to look that up because there's different varieties. So do you know the variety of your elderberry bush? You need to know the variety when you're selling it. Hi, Denise. How are you? So does that make sense? Digging for Dachshunds. I know I've asked you this before. What is your first name? There's a people here. Hi, Denise, not Donna. Hey, Denise, not Donna. Oh, Denise, we could call her Donna too. All right. So I broke down and bought a what is the little machine that has the pods that you put in, a K-cups. So it's a whatever it is, coffee maker, because yeah, wild doesn't count. I'm wild. Having a problem with hornworm on your tomatoes. Pick them off and carry around do it at nighttime is the best time to catch them. And if you can get them all picked off, then put some netting over your tomatoes. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. Don't touch my tomatoes, man. I'm telling you. Okay. So back to thrift battles with Dom. So the first one I brought nettles and raspberries, and I got laughed and laughed and laughed at, teased for months over that. Absolutely. And you guys, nettles are one of the most nutritious plants on the surface of the earth. Nettle tea is one of the most nutritious and good for you teas on the nettles themselves. You can cook and steam and eat in a salad, just like spinach or anything. They are amazing. Your body is not used to the ETOH so much anymore. So, and so the next one I brought fig leaves and quince leaves and quince. So the last one I brought a cutting from a fig, and we pulled up figs. And so not only can you sell cuttings from figs, which are also called scions, any cutting off of a hardwood plant is a scion, not the Toyota car that you drive. So this is actually, if you guys watched that, I know some of you did, this is actually that cutting. And this is what it looks like 5 weeks later. I put it in this bottle and I put water in it right above my kitchen sink because I see it every day when I do my dishes and take my pills. And that's what I have. I gotta get it planted this weekend. Also, another thing is these 2 leaves off of my African violet. Can you see that? They're in the same window. You just have to keep them covered. There you go. They're rooted. They're ready to plant. It's not. It's just a matter of making sure they always have water. And when the water gets like this in the bottom, you take it out and you rinse it out and you rinse the plant off and you put fresh water in. It really is. You did your gardenias that way. Yep. And behind me, can you see the flowers back there are honeysuckle, and yes, and you know, that was they're upstate scavenger. Welcome in, and Lucky Auction. How are you? It's just amazing to me. The nursery business, and I'm just going to include it all, okay, is a multi-billion, it's probably more like $1 trillion business in the world. And they bank on people having been, hi Sandra, having been brainwashed into needing to go buy soil, needing to go buy pots, needing to buy all of their garden plants already started, needing this, needing that. You need some fertilizer, you need some compost, you need to buy all of this stuff. Some of it you may, if you do need it or if you do want it. Hi Cheryl, how are you, honey? You know, that plant right there, you guys, I don't know if I should say this. Its mother came home with me from Vegas from eBay Open 2019. It has been split up and repotted, and I have 4 more of them out in the other room. And I don't know, it probably needs water. It doesn't get as much attention as the rest of them because it's here by itself. And on that topic, no, this one doesn't have any babies. What else do you see here that is associated with this plant? Moss, because people want to cover it up. A pot. And then I have this other pot in it because I don't have a saucer for this pot. And then Dren's got a bunch of his rocks in there. All right. So here's Here's a sale here. We got a plant, we got the pot, we got the moss, we got some rocks, decorative rocks, and we got you guys will see all of this stuff everywhere you go. And it doesn't matter what kind of a vessel you want to put something in. You can use coffee mugs to start your to do little plants like this, and you don't need to go. You can go to the Goodwill, or you can probably go to wherever. Go to your cupboard. I bet you have 20 coffee cups that you never use. You learned long ago, if you are planting a cutting, not rooting like Noel in the jar, you can dip. Yep, honey. Well, okay, Doug, it has to be real honey, not the honey in the squeezy bear, because that stuff comes from China. Don't use any honey that comes from China. And if you want, I need to water this thing. If you want to know why, Google it. Because it's not real honey. But yes, honey is an amazing rooting hormone. You're fine. We sell plants in crappy old coffee cups, boots, old boots, tennis shoes. How about these? These are mid-century modern. These are teak. Dren got these, and these were used for terrariums or repotting plants, whatever. Dren got these from Annie Elise. They were her mother's, and Annie Elise is 72. So these have been around for a while. Who did I miss? Danielle. Old wagons. Yep. Anything. You can take anything and put a plant in it. You really, really, really can. I can't keep anything alive. So is it you can't keep anything alive or you forget to water it? Because you can set a timer on your phone. Banana water for my roses. Comfrey. Comfrey is one of the best things you can grow, and most people consider it a weed. And it's called a chop and drop because you let it get tall and you chop it off at the base and you put it in a bucket and you cover it up with water, and it makes the most beautiful comfrey tea fertilizer for your plants. Just let it sit for a few weeks. And if I hope I don't sound like I am being, man, it's kind of dark in here, isn't it? I have a degree in egg hort, for those of you that don't know. And it's kind of been, being raised on a dairy farm, and we grew our own hay and corn and all that. My mom had a huge garden and we canned, and there's that better. No, you can really see the wrinkles on my face now. Anyway, Dren just got this from the neighbor lady. She doesn't even have any. She has a brick planter in front of her house. This is like the 12th cucumber that she's given him now. This cucumber is basically no cucumber left behind. You killed a potted tulip. Tulips shouldn't be potted. And tulips are a bulb. So if it died, A, you overwatered it, or B, it was ready to die. Because that's how that goes. Hi, Mike. How are you? Thank you. So I'm trying to in my head share things that might help you guys and gals, and not try to sound super critical, because I do come across that way, and I don't intend for it. So if I'm hurting your feelings, say so, because I can apologize. So you can sell cucumber seeds. You could probably sell cucumbers. We're going to look up some plants here in a little bit. This cucumber, nobody's going to want to eat it, right? If I cut into this, it's going to have a lot of seeds and a little bit. So what I would do with this is I would cut it in half, the long way, not this way, this way. I would take a spoon, I would scoop all of the seeds out, plop those in a glass, fill it full of water, put a piece of saran wrap over the top of it and let it sit for a couple of days. And it'll all of the membranes around the seeds will fuzzy and fizz and do all the stuff that they need to do, and it'll get moldy and yucky looking. It's supposed to do that. And then you let it sit for about a week, maybe not even that long, and then you strain it all out and you wash the seeds out, and then you put them back in clean water, and the ones that are good will stay on the bottom and the ones that are bad will float to the top. So you take the ones that are bad out with a spoon or whatever you want to use, and then you take the ones that are good, put them on a paper plate or pie plate, whatever you have, with some wax paper, and spread them thin and just let them dry. And guess what? You have cucumber seeds or zucchini seeds or tomato seeds. You don't have to do that with pepper seeds. Pepper seeds, you can just rinse them off, and you don't have to do the whole put in the water and let the membrane part. Does that make sense? And in the meanwhile, then that piece of cucumber that's left that doesn't have any of the seeds in it, you can eat that part if you want to, or feed it to the kids, whatever, with some Hidden Valley Ranch dip if that's what you like. And you can do, so you got a bunch of kale seeds. I was watering the garden the other day, and I was deadheading the marigolds. If you let your marigolds dry, the ones that die off, let them stay on the plant until they're dry. You can literally pull the petals out. Those petals are actually the seeds. And you can just take your finger and stick a hole in the dirt and put all of those right into the dirt. And guess what will happen in a couple of weeks? Marigold plants will grow from those. Same with California poppies. Once the flower is gone, it makes a seed head. Now the California poppy seed heads are about this long. So you'll have the stem with the flowers on it, and then you'll have the seed head. And if you wait until it just starts to look dry, you can take it and you can pop it open right over wherever you want, and all those little black poppy seeds will grow. It literally, literally split open and left a hole in it. I didn't even know it was possible until I saw it in person. Uh-oh, what did I miss? I gotta go back up here. I have a feeling that you would be like my best friend. Who exploded a cactus? I missed something good. You turned your flyer wagon into, I have. Anyway, cactuses, all seeds determined viable or not with the water thing. No. Nope. A lot of seeds are determined viable if you have it, and they do this to get the wheat chaff off of too, not so much so this way, but if you just have a few seeds, you can pour them. You need a little bit of wind, not a lot, and you can do this, and the wind will blow away the ones that aren't viable. No, you cannot. You can totally do that with the tomatoes and the peppers, and probably eggplant too. Any of the nightshade. Well, peppers are a nightshade, but you don't need to do that with them. Carrots. Do you want some carrot seeds? Leave some carrots in the ground. The tops will bloom. They look like a Queen Anne's lace, which is actually related to the carrots. Nope. I did not ever work with the extension service. I just have a degree in agriculture, horticulture, nursery, greenhouse, all that stuff. But I was raised on a dairy farm, and my dad had almost had his master's in egg hort. It's just something I love. I've always loved plants. I did go through Washington State University's Master Food Preserver program, which is you have to put so many hours in to volunteer afterwards to actually get your certificate. And that is learning how to can and teaching other people how to can, dehydrate, and preserve food. So you have a living aloe vera plant that moved. Yeah, oh, I love aloe vera plants. There's so many things you can do with them. So before we look some things up, I want you guys, we're really going to go full spectrum here, okay? Because I want you guys to realize that it's not just plants and seed. What did I title this? Plants. Oh, I got to go in and fix the title. I spelled it wrong. Dang it. Plants. I'm going to blame that on spell check. Plants, seed, produce, etc. Let's talk about the etc. Because carrots go to seed, celery goes to seed, fennel goes to seed, onions go to seed, garlic goes to seed. Those little garlic, fennel, anything that's in the alum plant world, they all go to seed. They'll grow up and there'll be that big, beautiful bloom on the end of them that's purple. Well, before that bloom comes out and it's tightly wrapped in there, you can cut those off and fry those in butter, and they're called scapes. And ooh, they're really good. Saute, I should say. Aloe plant. Take your aloe plant and just chew right on it. Teach you how to can and preserve. Okay, let's just go. How many of you have a book or more on how to garden? Something on how to garden? I bet everybody has one or two. I'm going to show you something and you guys can laugh with me. In 2018, I was on Wade Venture's show. He was starting we can save seeds. Yep. And now a lot of the seeds that are GMO, you can't save. They won't they won't. They've made them genetically modified organisms. Like they have taken the cells of a penguin and modified the iceberg lettuce so that it will, don't quote me on this, I'm just giving you an analogy, to make the iceberg lettuce more cold hardy. That's a genetically modified organism. And there are a lot of seeds that are genetically modified. And there are a lot of farmers who are screwed because they can no longer save their seed crops because they bought genetically modified seeds and they signed contracts with these companies that they could not save their seeds. And let's take that one step further. If you are a farmer growing corn that is not a genetically modified seed that you bought or you saved the seed, and another farmer 20 miles away is growing corn with genetically modified seeds, and their corn pollen comes down to your field via the wind or animals, and your corn becomes crossbred with the genetically modified seeds, you cannot save those seeds because those genetically modified seeds are patented and owned by that company, and they will take you to court. They will take everything you have. So I urge every single one of you that when you buy seeds at the grocery store or the nursery, to make sure that they aren't genetically modified, because you don't know what they've modified them with. You planted 200 garlic a year from the ones yep, it's the best way to do it. So my oldest boy, Justin, and I went to the bins, and I saw these books, and I looked at them, and I was like, because there's a bunch of them, like 10 of them. And he came, I didn't pick them up because I didn't want to pay for them weight wise. And even though they were books, I got them for a screaming deal. So he picked them up. He put them in his cart. We always got 2 different carts because we ended up somewhere else. And he comes to me and he said, Mom, I saw you look at these. How come you didn't get them? And I said, I just want to deal with them. These are Mother Earth News from this particular book is 1975, and it's all of these books, right? And so they actually go for a pretty penny. And I bought them to sell, but I just honestly can't part with them at the moment. So this is part of the plant world, right? They're teaching you. They're Mother Earth News is one of the very good places that, wow, 45 people in here. You guys are amazing. It's a really good magazine. I believe they're still out. I love Mother Earth News. Anyway, I don't keep a lot of things that I source, you guys. I really do not. By the way, I didn't source those. I sourced them from my mom's house. I made those for her in 1991, and they were sitting in a box in her back. I put them in there 3 years ago. I put them in a box and set them on her back patio under her covered porch when I cleaned out her garage. The mice have chewed through the cords, so I have to record them. So I just brought them home and washed them up, and I'm going to rewire them, and then they're just going to be mine. Anyway, there's a pumpkin. You can save pumpkin seeds. You guys know how to save pumpkin seeds, right? You're going to save the pumpkin seeds pretty much the same way you do the tomatoes. You don't have to. You can just literally put them in a strainer and wash them under warm water and get all the stuff off of them. And then you can stick them on a pan with some butter or cooking oil of your desire, a little bit. I use organic avocado oil and some sea salt, and you can roast them and you can eat them if you don't want to save them. You have found 2 issues of that so far? Yep, that's a good one. So then we got those. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different companies that have put out magazines. I believe Martha Stewart has a gardening magazine. I mean, and then you have all of the other people. One of my, then you have the seed catalogs. Seed catalogs, you guys. If you go to a garage sale and you go to an estate sale and you see old seed catalogs, better yet, if you see old packages of seeds, grab those suckers. There are people out there that want those old seeds. They want to see if they still grow. There's varieties out there that you can't get anymore if you don't eat them first, right? I love pumpkin seeds, and they're very healthy for you also. The Mother Earth just depends on how many you have, Jan. If you found a couple of them, you're probably going to find some more. 4-H, anything 4-H, FFA, because what is that related to? They're both related to agriculture in some way, shape, or form. 4-H, I don't care if you're knitting, sewing, cooking, doing whatever, somehow, some way it is related to agriculture. Bread and butter times 500 is big money. That is for sure. So you see, like Brett just wants the Baker Creek. Are you guys familiar with Baker Creek? They've been a Baker Creek Seed Company. Let me open up a tab here. This is like the Vogue of the seed catalogs. These guys are amazing. And he started this company himself. It's him and his wife. And their catalogs are, why isn't it? I have this catalog. Holy crap. The whole seed catalog. And they have it from 27. I hope I still have it. I'm going to die if I... When I moved, you know what you do. You get rid of things because you're just like, should you keep that or shouldn't you keep it? And it's not in this drawer. So I maybe did not keep it. I would have to say that I got rid of all my seed catalogs. Oh, well, can't keep everything, right? That's where it's at. Anyway, Baker Creek. Let's go back to the company. Baker Creek. Their seed catalogs are really, I just want the company. How hard is it? This is not them. Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds Company website. Let's try this. Oh my gosh. This is not Baker Creek. Huh. I'm not very happy with my research ability going on here. That's really weird. Anyway, well, I'm going to try this again. They're all ads. Why am I getting just ads? Well, anyway, you guys go look them up. These guys, their catalogs are like, they're like the Vogue of seed catalogs. As you can see, I am not even in a proper search because I am not, this is irritating me. Let's look and see what they're selling for. We saw the one. I had all of these. I had all of their catalogs from the get-go. So, I mean, and so we can just see. This is just a small thing. Look at just type in a company and their seed catalogs. Now we have dill. Now we have hats, and now we have home canning cookbooks. And what the heck does this have anything to do with it? I don't know. Or these. But if I can catch up. Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. They've been around for a while, but he started the business when he was a teenager, and then he got married, and he and his wife have 2 girls. They might have 3 kids. It's been a while since I bought one of their catalogs. I used to get it every year. It doesn't normally. You look for non-GMO seeds, heirloom varieties. You watch Cog Hill. They get their seeds here. Yep. Also, if you guys want to really learn to garden the easiest way in the world, go watch Charles Downing. He's in England, the UK. Charles Downing, he's one of my favorite people. He gardens the no-dig way, and that's how I've gardened for years. I do not dig. You couldn't pay me to run a rototiller across my property. It's one of the worst things you could do to the soil. Anyway, so seed catalogs, seed packets, seeds, all of that stuff sells. So if you're finding them and you're selling them, just make sure that you're not sending that you're not making them available to there are certain seeds that cannot be sold in certain places. And either you can just take the chance of listing them and finding out. But my best advice for you guys is there are places where a lot of things are grown. California, Florida, so you want to just be diligent in making sure that it's okay for you to ship to there. Does that make sense? And there's no way to really not ship there other than to make sure that you put that in your hi Kimberly, just moved to Texas from Colorado, just starting my garden. That's okay. You can plant whenever you want to. People don't get that either. I literally just started my garden 4 weeks ago, planted from seeds. I need to put a video out for you guys on the house and stuff, and you guys can see. So let's look up some you threw out so many seeds. You don't know, Jan. You don't know until you know, and then you can't go back and beat yourself up. There are a couple of, I can't think of names right now. Maybe if I think of them later on, I'll come back and put in the description. I really don't watch a lot of gardening channels anymore because I get so frustrated with them selling you a course, selling you this, selling you that. I guess that's what they feel they need to do for their business, but I don't know. It's frustrating to me. There's a lot of stuff that gets sold even in our community that, hey Moses, how are you? How are you? And Joy, how are you? I haven't seen you on my channel for a while, Moses, but I see you in Donna's chat all the time. Yeah, how have you been, girlfriend? Did you move? You just said you moved to Texas, or yeah, I knew it. It's all in a matter of, Kimmy, of just, planting what you can plant. And the most important thing to know is your zone. What zone are you in, and what are your frost dates? When is it going to first frost, and when does the frost stop? There are a lot of cool weather plants like cabbages, anything in the cabbage family, cabbages, broccoli, cauliflower, any of those, Brussels sprouts, that kind of stuff that you could plant right now. If you like those, you can plant the colored greens, all of that stuff. Spinach, you can plant spinach anytime you want to. You just have to watch it because it's going to bolt really fast when it's hot, right? But there are some plants that you want to plant, and then 2 weeks later you want to plant some more of it. Spinach is one of those. Lettuce is one of those. So there are a lot of tomatoes and taters. There are a lot of those things that you can, it's called succession planting, right? So you plant, and then in a couple of weeks later, you plant again. And so because they only produce for so long, and then the plants get bitter, that's just what they do. So you take those other ones out and you compost them in a pile in your backyard, and you mix with brown, aka leaves and stems, and green, aka the cuttings off of your lawn, and you can shred your your papers and go put that out there in it, and you mix all of that up, and then you don't have to buy compost because you have made your own. You plant all cold crops next month, grow through the winter here since we don't freeze. Yep. And you can overwinter carrots and parsnips and all that stuff. So my biggest advice is, unless you have family that can't grow, doesn't grow, don't plant things that you don't eat. Onions and garlic. Yep. Just don't do it. Don't buy groceries that you don't eat. You're wasting money. I mean, I can't tell you how many bananas I've thrown out. They were beyond even saving for, because I bought them because I love bananas, and so does Dren, and then totally forget they're there. So now I'm buying one banana at a time and eating it because that's what I've had to do to myself. Go to the farmer's market. Joy, you got it. Go to the farmer's markets. Go to the farmer's markets. Support your local small businesses. 100% all the way. So I'm going to do a video on tomatoes or potatoes. How to grow potatoes in a cardboard box. Do you guys know that you can do that? Some of you probably do. Some of you have probably done it. You can even do it in a couple of, you could do it in grocery shopping bags, like a Trader Joe's bag or something like that. You just need a container and somewhere to set it. So Dren and I have some potatoes, and you don't have to buy seed potatoes, you guys, just buy organic potatoes. They might be a little bit more. Buy them, set them out on a plate somewhere where they're getting some light, and let them grow their little things. Garden fertilizer ideas: used coffee grounds, tea bags, bananas. You can freeze for bread. And peels. Yep, all of that stuff. You just gotta mix it together. And if you're in the city, you want to have it covered so that the vermin, as in rats, mice, you're not going to have too much trouble with them. More raccoons and cats. So you can easily make a cover to go over them that's screen. And almost every coffee shop, and I know Starbucks does for a fact, saves their coffee grounds, and you can get coffee grounds from them. And so if you don't drink coffee yourself, so you can go and get your coffee grounds. All right, so let's look and see. Let's look and see. You know what? You guys got that? Sorry, somebody's decided to come into the chat. Anybody else getting them, or are you guys just watching? You deleted. All right. My chat just stopped all of a sudden. You guys don't go on to those sites. Doug, don't click on those sites. Oh, heavens. Let's see if we got them all. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like they aren't on either side. All right, so let's look. Let's share screen. Let's look at some things that you can sell that are produce. Let's look at I'm just pulling stuff up off the top of my head. Now these are seeds. So you're going to get 40 fresh seeds for tomatoes. Oh, you know what you can get? I bet. Let's get dried tomatoes. Organic sun-dried tomatoes, 2 pounds, free shipping. You guys, all those little tomatoes that you go on the 2 that you planted have enough tomatoes for your whole city block. These are so easy to make. And there you have it. I put these on a tray in my oven. Sometimes on my food dehydrator, I will I just cut them in half. The little cherry tomatoes, I cut them in half. I put garlic, I put salt, I put pepper, I put some Italian seasoning and a little bit of oil, and I spread them on a pan in the oven, and I put them on low heat and roast them, and they are like candy. So there you go. These people did their own. Where are they shipping from? Greek Herb Macom. And she's got quite a look at, here you go. Dried figs. Huh, what do you know about that? Dehydrated tomatoes. Organic dried calendula. They spelled that wrong. They spelled calendula is spelled wrong. Calendula is an amazing plant. Mango, figs, dried organic strawberries. All of these things came out of somebody's oven. And she's telling you how to do it right here. Traditional recipes. She's giving you, boy, she's really nice. She's giving you a few recipes. We got dried organic apricot kernels, bitter and raw. If you don't know about apricot kernels and cancer, do a little research on it. One of my favorite herb places to get dried herbs and stuff from is called Mountain Rose Herbery, and they are Mountain Rose Herbs, and they are, oh, thank you, Ella. How are you? Here in Oregon. Well, I'm not in Oregon. I'm 2 miles from Oregon. All right, let's do you know, when you type that in, it gives you all these different things: pepper spray, peppermint oil, pepper seeds, pepper grinder, pepper spray gun, pepper mill, pepper spray keychain, pepper ball, peppermint essential oil. They all have to do with peppers, right? So you can do pepper seeds like they have here. This is firecracker pepper seeds, non-GMO. Notice that, heirloom seed guy. Habaneros. Oh, I love those. I make habanero jelly every year. Greek pepperoncini. Now let's do dried Carolina Reaper pepper pods, 50 pods, world's hottest chili pepper. $10 for 50 pods. That's pretty cheap. Peppers aren't, that's pretty cheap. Cayenne pepper, more Carolina Reapers, dried cayenne pepper powder. I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but you can't get sriracha sauce. You can get all the other different kinds of hot sauce, but sriracha sauce, they had an issue with their pepper fields last year, and they didn't have enough peppers to make, and they ran out. Then you have your peppercorns, more Reapers. So pepper, red chili pepper flakes, which is basically the seeds, right? All of this stuff. This right here, it's very obvious that this is somebody that grew them themselves, right? Ziploc bag. They have their paper on there of what they've done, and they're showing you their product. They have 3,400 feedback. Let's see if they've got what they've got in here. We cannot guarantee that these seeds will germinate. What you see in the photo is what you will get. Each order comes with 30 or more whole Carolina Reaper chili pepper pods. A quantity of 30 whole dried Carolina Reaper chili pepper pods with seeds. I'll tell you what, if they're just letting them dry naturally, the seeds will be okay. If you are drying a plant and you're drying it for the seeds, then you need to let them dry naturally. And let me just tell you something. If it's not super hot out, you can stick your plants in a paper bag, especially flower seeds and stuff like that, in a paper bag in the trunk of your car, and they will dry super fast. There's a little hint for you. If you dry something over 120 degrees, you'll kill it, so they won't be good. Hopefully that'll help you. So these guys are selling, I didn't see anything in their listing about it not being able to be sent somewhere. Country region, Carolina Reapers. Do they have each order is processed and shipped ASAP? Makes great holiday gift. Using soups. I see nothing about it not being able to be shipped anywhere in the United States, and I believe that those don't fall under any guidelines that I know about. But like I say, if you have them and your clear comment on the screen, thank you. I wasn't looking, I can't see the screen, you know that. Got it, it's gone. You're getting a case of hatch chilies this week. Ooh, I love you guys. I make the best, and I'm not just saying that. Habanero chili pepper jelly. I make it in the tiniest jars you can make it in, and you take that and you put it over some cream cheese and you eat it with some crackers. Can I just say, my brother gets a dozen of them every year for his birthday's right the 29th of December, and he loves them. The paper bag hint. Yep. Best way to dry all of your herbs. You don't want to do it on a super, super, super duper hot day, and you might want to leave them in there for a couple of days, but do check on them, but that's a really good way to dry your herbs is paper bag trick. Or if you like the smell of them, you can make bundles. Hang them up on your wall in the house. A lot of people do that too. All right, so some peppers like jalapenos are a marriage hybrid pepper. I love jalapenos. As a matter of fact, I have 4 or 5 plants out here, and the peppers on them are already this big. Oh, I love jalapenos. Jalapenos filled with cream cheese, wrapped in bacon, cooked at 425 until the bacon is crispy. Oh my gosh. Now we're all getting hungry. I'm not showing. I know I'm not sharing because I'm not talking about anything. But thank you. All right. So Those of you that follow me regularly know that I had a quince tree at the farm. I have a video on my channel called Does Money Grow on Trees? Yeah, go watch that. That is a wealth of knowledge. I even amazed myself on some of the stuff when I was making that video. So you have your herbs, right? I don't have anything in my yard at the farm, and I don't have anything in my yard that I've planted here that I don't get something from, whether it's herbal, medicinal, or edible, period. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of the plants that I have, I get more than just a food, more than just a medicine or what from. If you, let's take for instance a fig tree. Why not? Let's talk about some figs, you guys. A fig tree. Let's share here. Let's go back here. Let's just go up here. Figs. Figment popcorn bucket. Figs. Are you kidding me? Fig. Fig tree cuttings, fig tree live plants, fig tree seeds, fig tree plant, fig tree withers. So let's just go here because that's what I started with, right? These are so good. If you guys have ever had any of these white Adriatics or the Desert King, looks very much like this. It's very pink on the inside. Here you go. 5 fig tree cuttings fresh from fruiting tree, 8 and 8. 5 of these stems for $8.99. Oh man, I'm not going to get any figs this year. This is going to be a hard one. $12.99 for a fig fruit tree Brunswick live plant cutting. You need fig clippings. You were wondering if you missed the quince talk. Nope, you haven't missed the quince talk. Same thing goes with quince scions. And dormant. They cut these, they wrapped them, and they put them in their refrigerator down in a cold, dark area. And that's why they're dormant. So now people right now are selling the actual figs themselves. LSU fig cuttings. These are LSU is Louisiana State University fig cuttings. So they propagated that tree and worked with it so that it is meant to be grown in the South, down in the Louisiana area. The Pacific Marcellus, Black Marcellus. Oh man, those are so good. So here you have all your figs. You have your fig trees. Let me see if I can blow your mind a little bit, because there's a lot of stuff that you can get from a fig tree. Let's see. Fig leaves, organic Mexican fig leaves, tea fig leaves, and they're just fig leaves. They're just 12 organic fig leaves or wraps, because people use fig leaves to wrap things in. Fig leaf tea is very popular. Forget what it does. What are the benefits? Let's just do this. eBay early research suggests that a tea made from fig leaves may reduce insulin requirements in people with type 1 diabetes. Well, what do you know? Also seems to lower blood sugar levels after eating. Warts it helps with. Early research suggests that applying the milky sap from fig onto warts helps them heal. So that's just a quick search on that. So you have dried figs, dried fig leaves, 6 ounces right here. These guys actually pulse theirs, which is what I do with mine. And then you have clustered dried fig leaf tea, organic, anti-inflammatory, herbal. For those aren't fig leaves. I'm sorry. If they are, it's not a fig that I'm familiar with. Dried papel bow leaves. Okay. Yeah. So the best way to dry a fig, this is hilarious. Dried crushed ficus carica fig leaves. Ficus is fig. That's the Latin term for fig leaves tea infusion, but it's funny how they just have it in a cardboard box. That's so me. I wouldn't ship it that way, but all right. So we have fig cuttings. We have fig leaves. We have fig seeds, which you could process those in the same manner that you process the tomatoes if you want to. Okay. Rare giant fig, sweet fruit, 20 seeds, USA seller. So remember I said you don't want to export any of these things. Black mission fig, I have one of those out in those are really good. So you've got, so now we have fig scions, we have fig leaves, we have fig seeds, we have fig five fresh blue Celeste honey malted sugar violet scion cuttings. They might not be ready. The fig season is different everywhere, and in the Pacific Northwest, we have I would have three different crops of figs. So it would be my guess that right now nobody has white fig tree, nobody has fresh figs, but gooseberries. Ours are almost. We've eaten all of our gooseberries. Here we go. 8 ounces freshly picked, organically grown, no pesticide, nice fig leaves. Pick your fig leaves, wash them off with the hose, put them in a netting bag like you do your laundry. Throw them in your washing machine, wash them, spin them dry, lay them out on a towel out in the sun for a day or two. You need to check them at nighttime, probably bring them in because you get dew at night. Or you can put them in a food dehydrator, which is what I do, and then they'll dry, and you want them to be done at a low temperature. And then you can stick them in I use my blender because they're pretty thick, and pulse them a little bit, and then you have your fig tea. All right. How about this? Anybody like fig Newtons? Would it help sell if you gave people the planting region these were grown in? No, I wouldn't bother. As long as you have the variety. I mean, you can if you want to go to that trouble. But that is a good idea. Does money grow? Oh, thank you, Lulu. I think I have one fig jam. If you got Mrs. Miller's fig jam, Amish made. Fig preserves, Divina fig spread. Buy a jar of this, and you can make your own Figa Newtons. Homemade fig preserves. Well, what do you know? What do you know? That looks like somebody made that in their home, because you can sell this on eBay. More than 10 available. There's even more here. These guys just made a little Louisiana figs. And it's not just fig jam. Why is this not? Oh, did I not? I don't know what I did. Anyway, so I was trying to find the description. There we go. There we go. Delicious Louisiana homemade fig preserves, 8-ounce jar, figs and sugar only, and that's all you need. You don't have to put $10.85 economy shipping. That's a little much, but hey, there you go. I honestly think that the fig jam should be being sold for more than $7. That's my personal opinion. I'm just going to ignore that because I know you guys already got it. So you buy fig jelly from Busey's. Did I say that right, Moses? Busey's? You need fig clippings. I saw that. If you have never, not enough New York restaurants have jalapeno. No New York restaurants have jalapenos. What are you talking about? Not enough. They look at you like you're a crazy freaking fool when you ask them if they have jalapenos. How do I know that? I bring my own with me. Grape leaves also, yes. Buc-ee's. Oh, Buc-ee's. Okay. Duh. I can do that. Okay, so, I mean, people make tomato jam too, right? You can make tomato paste. So I want you guys to understand that it's not just the fruit. Let's go back here. Oh, I'm not sharing. It's not just the fruit. It's not just the vegetables, right? It's not just the food you can make from them. What was I going to look up? Dang it. It's not the food. It's not. Okay. I'm going to go off of this, off of the fruit and the vegetables, and we're going to go to, probably spelled that wrong. Do you guys know how hot succulents are right now? These are just for the seeds, these rock succulents. This is just $4.95 for 50 seeds. This is a mix variety. You guys can ship plants, string of pearls succulents. You can, these are those little rock succulents. You can ship plants. There are many videos out there on how to ship plants. This guy right here is showing you 3 desert rose mixed colors, and they'll just put these in a Ziploc baggie or a baggie, and they'll get shipped like that. Succulents are I need some coffee apparently. I'm tired. Succulents are super, super big right now. Another thing are medicinal herbs or any kind of herbs. Let's look at that, because I got something sitting over here I want to show you. Mullein leaf, organic dried cut, mugwort, healing herbs, neem. Neem is used for a ton of stuff. Neem oil is used for an organic spray for your plants. Chamomile, which looks like a little daisy when it's alive. Spirulina, blue lotus. I'm just going down the list here. Wormwood, dandelion root. You guys do not understand, and maybe you do, how beneficial and how nutritious a true dandelion, not the false dandelion. The false dandelions are out right now. The true dandelions with the big yellow bloom, and then they have the big poofs on them. Every single bit of those are so good for you. Calendula, licorice root, rose hips. You guys can pick these off of if you have wild roses that grow in your ditches, these rose hips, you're going to see them in the fall and winter, and you can dry them and sell them. That my Does Money Grow on Trees thing. Turmeric root. Turmeric is super easy to grow. It is a relative of the ginger plant. They're you can grow those in a cardboard box and split them up. Go to the organic section of your grocery store and buy an organic turmeric root and plant it. Seriously, it's that. It really is that simple. Stevia is a plant. It's kind of sort of in the mint family. So you can grow your own stevia. You can, if you just pick a stevia leaf and eat it, it is so sweet. It's good. You can pick the leaves, you can dry them, and you can do this. See what I'm missing. Does she have hot sauce on her at all times? Uh-oh, what did I miss? What did I miss? I'm going to have to go back and watch this. You need to check when spraying anything for bees, not just. Hi, Francine, how are you? I love hot sauce. And you can make your own hot sauce if you grow your own peppers, just saying. And you can can it and you can send it to friends and family like me. But you guys are probably wanting me to send it to you. So here's something that you guys, I know I see it everywhere because they love to use it in landscapes because it's a very beautiful plant. It's easy to take care of. It grows fairly easy. And there are so many uses for it. Right about now, lavender plants are really blooming. And in a few weeks, they will be drying and people will be cutting the flowers off. Man, it takes 10 seconds to knock on somebody's door or a business's door, or if you see the landscapers there cutting it off, and go ask them if you can have some. Every estate sale I go to, if I see a plant out in the yard, I keep a pair of clippers in the door of my car.
Nanny, the hotter the heat wave in the summer, the more snow there's going to be.
Oh, really? Get out of here with your snow.
So there's going to be
Get out of here with your snow.
Food this year.
Hi, Courtney. How are you? It is. So lavender, you either like it or you don't. It really is. I could not stand the smell of lavender, and it wasn't the smell of lavender. It was the overproduced fake scents of lavender in candles and stuff like that. True lavender, the smell of it. Now, I'll tell you what, that's something that keep a couple of, this is horrible. I keep a jug of water in my car in case I find a cutting that I want, and I keep clippers in my door, and I keep a couple bags in the back seat. So if I saw a bunch of lavender, and I've done this every year, I do this, I will cut a couple of garbage bags of lavender. Then I leave them in the trunk space of the Jeep, and you get to smell it the whole time it's in your car. And then it is so easy. You just take it, sit outside, have some music, rub them in your hands. I'm trying to think if I have a jar of it in here. And then you get all the lavender heads, and you can make sachets, and you can sell it. You can sell it. Lavender. let's see. Okay, let's do it like this. Dried. Delete. Dried lavender flowers. You guys, this is, if you follow me on Instagram, every once in a while you'll see me say, your trash is my cash. Well, this is somebody's trash. These lavender flowers that I get are somebody's trash. And I will get a half-gallon jar of them every year. So, you think you're allergic to it, and chamomile, oh no. Chamomile is so good for you. So 5 organic, natural, air-dried California, USA lavender flower bunches, $5.95. This one's $19.95. And you can sell it like that. It's already dried. Yep. People buy it all the time. A natural dried flower, rose flowers, jasmine, all the good stuff, right? Let's go on. I had a kitchen garden at the farm, dried. I had fennel. My son brought me 2 fennel plants, and it went crazy. So you just let that go till the end of the year. Fennel when it looks very much like dill when it's growing up. And fennel seeds, if you like black licorice, then you like fennel. I don't like fennel. I don't like black licorice. I don't like and you can eat the fennel plant itself, right? Good night. Thank you for stopping in. Don't be a stranger. There's the fennel plant right there, dried fennel seeds. So you can actually see the fennel plant, and people eat the heart of the fennel. Dried. We see these plants. I should say I see them. I just see them everywhere we go. People use. This is a wonderful shrub to have in your yard, and they grow big. And why wouldn't you want to have a rosemary shrub, which has beautiful purple flowers on it that the bees adore, instead of a laurel hedge or something that's a pain to take care of that you get nothing from? You can dry your rosemary, take it off the sprig, take that sprig, run it through your vegetables and your meat, and use that to barbecue some kebabs. And then you've used every piece of your rosemary plant. You can take your rosemary and soak it in oil and make your own oils. I use rosemary and oregano. Oregano is the #1 best organic antibiotic. If you have fungus on your toenails or your fingers or anything like that, you can take you can go buy, oh shoot, what was I just talking about? Rosemary, and you can tell I'm tired. The other one, you can go buy the essential oil of it. You can put that, just drop it on your toes. That is a wonderful natural antibiotic, and it is very powerful. So makes me want to. I would just want to go home, you guys. Is that a bad thing? Okay. Let's go back here. Sorry. Dried celery. Celery is used for a lot of things. Dried celery seeds I use them when I make deviled eggs. They're used in, you can actually dry your celery pieces themselves. Dried celery flakes. I will take celery and carrots and potatoes and peas and beans, and I will dry them in my food dehydrator, and I will put them in a bag. You can either a Ziploc bag, or I will put them in a mason jar, and then you can go ahead and put your herbs in there if you want to, and you have all of your everything you need for a soup. Hello, Miss Valerie. Wow. Hi, Valerie. How are you doing? Oregano. Thank you, Moses. Chives. Oh my gosh, chives. So easy to grow, so beautiful. Part of the alum family. Use them as a flower in between other things. And then you cut them up and you dry them and you have them. And you can do the same thing with that. Dried celery flakes. I don't buy my celery already cut up. I buy it with the leaves on the end of it, and it grows very well too. And I cut all of that up and dry that. It really is easier than you think it is. If you're already cutting up some to use, cut it all up, take some of it and dry it, and then store it away for later. And I will take dried tomatoes. I will take the celery and some rosemary and oregano and some thyme and some dried garlic, and I will put that in my I have a really powerful blender. I can't remember the brand, but it's what they use behind the bars at the restaurants. And I will put it all in there and I will powder it, and I would have like a quart jar of it. And that is the best stuff to take just a spoonful of it out and put in your tomato sauce or your soup if you're making a soup, or maybe you just want something warm to drink, and you can take that and put it in some hot water, and there you go. It's all in what you like and what you want to do, and it's thinking outside the box. So these little things like this, dehydrated butter, well, we're not getting into that. Celery leaves, would you guys even think about having anything to do? It's a Savage blender, you know it. Dill, I love dill. Could do the same thing with dill. Cilantro, and cilantro grows really fast and it bolts really fast. I love cilantro. I love the flavor of it. And then you have the seed, coriander. If you plant the coriander seed, then you get the cilantro. And if you let the cilantro grow and seed, then you got the coriander seed. So, I mean, that's a win-win situation all right there. Okay. You buy freeze-dried celery after trying to dehydrate unsuccessfully. Just get one of those. I'll tell you, and you will see them. Okay, I shouldn't say that. I see them everywhere. Just get one of these. You don't have to go. Even this one, Chef, even $149. That's a steal. But I see these all the time. The round ones like this. That's all I have. I just buy more. I just buy more trays from Nesco right here. This is what you need. And you can buy more trays. And I see the trays to these all the time at the Goodwill bins. Lots of times if you're lucky, you might find the machine too. And 99% of the time they work. I have one of these and I have two of these. And some of them have a temperature thing on them up here so that you can change the temperature. And some of them have it down here. Some of them don't. $10. That one's on bid. $38.75. This is the one that I have that I like the most. And for celery, I will do it in the middle of the day and I leave it on for a day or so until it's brittle, till it breaks, till it cracks, right? This is the bomb diggity, the Excalibur. But these little ones right here, they work great. They just, I do so much with these. As a matter of fact, I just had it in my hands at storage today, but I don't have anywhere to put it right here to use it. So I won't be doing much. We'll see. I'm telling you, this whole move thing, I'll be glad when it gets over. All right. Other herbs. Let's see what else it brings up. Nope, that's the same thing. So plants, seeds, produce. Garlic chive seeds from microgreen sprouting. Oh, that's a whole microgreens. Oh my gosh. If you guys don't know about microgreens, we don't even have time to get into that. You could run a microgreen business from your 1-bedroom apartment in a space about the sizes it would take for a 4-drawer filing cabinet, and you can make some good money off of microgreens. If you don't know about microgreens and you want to do something and you don't have a yellow thumb completely, I don't care if you have a brown thumb, you could do microgreens. Garlic chive seeds, garlic giant 100 German garlic seed, 100 German giant garlic seeds, bulb seed. So each clove, as you peel, this is a bulb. When you peel this skin off, you have all the little tiny cloves. Each bulb has, 20, 25 cloves in it. Elephant garlic, which was basically what they was. Here's a clove. This is a clove of garlic. For those of you that don't know, I don't think you guys are all stupid, and I don't think anybody's stupid. Here you go. This is your this is your garlic, and this is your clove. Some people just don't know that. They just don't know. Doesn't mean you're stupid. You just don't know. I love garlic chives. I have them planted out there. I love garlic. Sorry. Macklemore called and I couldn't answer. They'll get it. To everyone's surprise, you do have a heart, Doug. We know that. All right. I'm trying to think. I wonder. There are so many things you can do with tomatoes, and that's kind of why I've been focusing on those. Potatoes, anything that has a seed. What was I thinking the other day? A lot of us think that you have to start some plants from either a cutting, or you have to buy it already rooted, right? And I'm here to tell you that's not true. Every plant in some way, shape, or form has a seed. And that's where they come from. Thanks, Moses. So, I mean, it's really, I probably picked way too broad of a category, plant, seeds, and produce, but right now it's summertime. Everybody's got stuff in their gardens. I wonder if they have a fresh zucchini on here, because everybody needs some zucchini. I can never spell it. Zucchini. It's got an H in it. It's not fresh. We'll see if it. Oh, wow, that's really bad. Because that's not how you spell zucchini. Still not right. Somebody else spelled it wrong in their listing. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, they spelled it wrong on purpose. Fresh zucchini. These are just for seeds. Everybody needs zucchini, don't you? Hey, Craig, how are you doing? Land shark picker. Everybody needs some zucchini. There are so many things that you can make out of zucchini that they sell cookbooks. Deep fried zucchini. Oh, that sounds really good right now. As a matter of fact, this, which some people call a yellow summer squash, which it absolutely is a yellow summer squash. It is actually a yellow zucchini, which zucchini is a summer squash also. And why is it a summer squash? Because it's a squash that grows in the summer. I know, I'm being a smart ass. I can't help myself. It's a tough job, but somebody has to do it, right? Anyway, so talked about some plants, and so any plant that you could think of that's not a noxious weed or considered by the government, like the citrus, I highly suggest that you read that, especially if you feel like you want to accidentally smuggle some oranges from your friend's place in LA home so that you could plant some of the seeds. I don't know anybody that would do that. You're going to need to see some papers. What do you need to see some papers? Do you need to go? You got tags? Nope. That was just one of my adopted kids calling to say hi. He doesn't live too far from here. I don't need to go. Not yet anyway, because I wanted to talk about some more other things that are the etc., which we talked about a few of them. So we will continue. Do you, those of you that live in the country or even people, keep pet rabbits? Did you know that rabbit poo is one of the only poos that you can put straight onto your garden without having to let it sit for a year or so and turn? We can't have him tricking us. So if you know anybody that raises rabbits, and there are a lot of people that raise them, there are 4-H kids that raise them. Rabbit poo is amazing. And when we raised rabbits, I had taken a 50-gallon drum and a plastic one, and I sawed it in half, and I had that underneath each of the rabbit cages. And when it got full, then it just went out. It just went out onto the garden, and it doesn't burn. You have chicken poo, you have bat guano, you have you can sell horse poop, you can sell cow poop on eBay. Don't believe me? One real happy California cow pie patty poo manure, $7.99. Dried Northern California cows, 100% organic cow poo poop for garden use. They're selling you a dried cow patty. Cow pasture manure pie poop, fresh organic, $28. Cow pasture manure. This one they've packaged it nicely. So, and does it sell? You know, I'm going to tell you it does, because I know it does. You can buy chicken poop. Why is that not? Look at you guys. I love the feed in there. That's amazing. And the dogs here. The dogs are like, we're so happy. Here you go. Organic rabbit manure fertilizer, 2 to 3 pound bag. Goat manure. Cannabis potting soil, because you need special potting soil. You don't. They just think you do. I don't know, a rennet tablet. That's for making cheese. So we could do, cow manure too. And let's see. There you go. Now you have it in even different manner. So it's all in how we used to sell all of our extra cow manure to the Dutch bulb farm. And my mom used to say that it was our biggest cash crop. And it was. And for a while, there's a type of soil called black gold. When it first came out, we used to sell to them. That was, my dad's been dead for 32 years, so that's how long ago that's been. I don't know who would buy. I guess people that don't know where to go. To me, I don't even think, I think this is so funny because can't you just go get it from a farmer or a neighbor? But I guess there are a lot of people that can't. And that is really what a real cow pie looks like, by the way. So there you go. We got all the charms of egg living, correct. 20-minute drive will get you to the country. And, let's look at manure, same thing. Here's something that if you want that you can worm castings. You can have a worm casting micro brew tablets. If you could do a worm box and you can sell the worm castings. This guy's got 5 pounds of worm castings plus bat guano plus fish meal plus crab meal plus oyster shell plus kelp. They're going to kill their fucking plants. Sorry. 12 pounds of real worm castings produced by real worms. That's amazing. All of these little things do help. Don't get me wrong, but you don't have to have them to grow things. They didn't have this stuff in the before the Depression, before they didn't have this stuff. They didn't have all of this stuff. They had cow poop. In Asian countries, they use human waste. You don't want to use any kind of dog or cat waste, period, because they have worms and stuff like that. And a lot of people have composting toilets, and there's a way with the composting toilets. Follow Doug and Stacy Off Grid. Love those guys. They do everything. They garden, they do everything, and they have a composting toilet. But they use 5-gallon buckets, and then they set out wherever they sit for so many years, the time being, and then they're mixed in with other stuff, and it goes on to the garden. So, red wiggler worms, by the way. That's funny, glowworm. One pound of worms, and then you can make your own worm composting station. Red wiggler worms are the worms for those. You can also sell worms for fishing. You can sell $50 live European night crawlers. Bet you guys didn't know that, or did ya? Old wives' tale, warm cow patty applied to a bald head will regrow hair. All right, I'll let you do that. I've had enough cow. I'm just going to say it. I've had enough cow shit to last me for my entire life and 25 others. We had 200 cows on the farm, not to mention the calves. And then we had another farm where we raised all of the other ones. That is hilarious. The Dust Bowl happened for numerous reasons. You're correct. We're not going to get into that. But what I'm saying is they didn't have all of that stuff back then before then. They didn't have all the fertilizers, all the chemicals, all of that kind of stuff. And they didn't have all the big equipment. But that's what I'm getting at. Who is Stacy and why is she trying to get me off grid? Doug and Stacy actually have quite a bit to do with Baker Seed Company, which I talked about at the beginning. And there's a big thing down in California where they do this organic meetup anyway, blah, blah, blah. Plants and seeds and produce and anything that has anything to do with agriculture sells. And you can sell it on eBay. You can sell it on Etsy. Some of the stuff you can sell on Mercari. Kind of comedy. eBay will let you sell shit, but not perfume. They will let you sell perfume. I sell perfume on eBay all the time. Use the correct category for it. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. I even pulled up eBay's policy on it. I have talked to my eBay concierge people. As long as you have it in the right category, you can sell perfume. You can just sell the bottle. You can sell the bottle as collectible and not sell the perfume. You can sell brand new perfume and unused in the regular category, and the rest of it you sell as collectible in the collectible section. Yes, you can. So that's what I got for you. Oh, and then the multitudes of millions and billions of dollars of books, gardening books. Sunset Western Garden Magazine, one of my ultimate favorites. My mom had a subscription to that for years. I couldn't hardly wait. My grandmother gave it to her every year for Christmas. I could hardly wait till it came, and I always got the mail on the way home from school. I always got the mail, so I got to look at it before my mom did. So, I mean, it's just amazing. And if you are able to get the older editions like the Mother Earth News and the older Sunsets, there's some amazing articles and the graphics and the ads and that kind of stuff that sell very well on their own. So here you have even more money in plant seeds, produce, etc. It's just amazing. So if you're growing a garden, a lot of people have said that, and I know Courtney won't sell it on eBay anymore. I was talking to my friend Terry from Mindful Recycle. She won't sell it on eBay anymore. I have had zero problems. They changed it a while back and said that you couldn't. They changed the categories. And if there was not a category there for you to be able to sell that, then why would they allow you to sell it? So it is your choice. You can sell it all on Mercari, though. You can absolutely sell it all on Mercari and you won't get in trouble. So if you feel more comfortable selling it on Mercari, absolutely do that. I don't want anybody to get in any trouble or feel uncomfortable. I'm just telling you what I do. So let's just do this. Sidetracked. Perfume ended recently. How does a plastic now is this new without books, new without box? Let's go to I was looking to see. It's a collectibles category, so I don't know if you can. Let's just collectibles. Here you go. Here's your category. Right here. Collectibles, vanity, perfume, and shaving collectibles, perfume collectibles, other perfume collectibles. You're not necessarily selling. You have to look at it like this. And I don't put the 25% or whatever. You're not selling the perfume, you're selling the bottle, but you really are selling the perfume, right? See how 85% full? I don't put this in my title, that part right there. They can see what it is. But I pick up perfume and I sell a lot of perfume. I know you guys don't see that. I don't show you all my listings that I've sold. I mean, I don't show you everything on, we want to go out of that. So, these are the older vintage ones that are opened. And sometimes they're just an empty bottle, right? Sometimes they're super old. And they have the thing with the older perfumes is, and especially with Avon older perfumes, if they've been opened, they lose their smell really, and they get an odd smell, right? But that's how you go about it. All right. So you're just selling the bottle, right? No, you're fine. I always do. I always go off topic at least once or twice during a video. Sometimes it's just to give you guys an extra added little bolo or something like that. So, and the whole point of having a live show is for you guys to be able to ask questions, and maybe you don't get to catch all my live shows. And so don't be afraid to ask a question that's off topic. If I can answer it, I will do my best. And if I can't answer it while we're in doing this, then I'll get a hold of you some way, shape, or form later on and try to help you out with it. So because I do the majority of my sourcing at estate sales, I've been to a few garage sales this summer. The main reason that I don't like going to garage sales is because I plan my estate sales to really just go to one and I'm done. If I'm going to go to garage sales, it'll be a community garage sale. So there will be a whole bunch. I can't even tell you guys the amount of garage sales that are within a 3-block radius of my house. It's not right. And after today and the storage units, I'm not buying. I can't. I'm going to be getting rid of things that's in the last storage unit I have that I worked on today that I'm moving is all stuff, personal stuff from the farm that Doug talked me into getting, which I appreciate. And I thank you so much, Doug, because I was just going to get rid of stuff. It was just going to go. And he convinced me to just get a temporary storage unit. So I've had this storage unit since, let's see, April, May, June, July, August, 5 months. So there you go. That's about what we thought it would be, right, Doug? 3 to 5 months. I don't know, something like that. I would have had it cleared out last month and we were going to do it. I can't do it. Do you see all of that behind me? There and down below, and I have a closet. I know it is going to kill me, but until I get it listed, at least more of it listed, if you only knew, I just can't, and it's going to kill me, but I can't. And today in the storage unit, there's a lot of things that people have given me. And I told my son, I said it was really hard because being a single parent, I worked hard for everything that I have, and I scrimped and I saved, and I'm never going to use some of this stuff ever again. And I do not want for my kids to have to go through what I shop at. So as far as my personal things, yes. And the worst part is I would keep more of them than I am keeping, but I don't even have a shed to put like my lawnmower and stuff in right now. I'm dealing with the survey and all of that. And hopefully in the next 2 weeks, they'll have the survey done. And then I can see where my property line really is. I will get a small shed to put all of my personal tools and that kind of stuff in. I'm selling the lawnmower and the weed blower and the weed whacker and all of that because I don't need it anymore. I don't need to have gasoline around. It doesn't trigger me, but I just don't want to store it. I don't want to have it. And I don't need to. And I have fixed my gardening style so that I don't need to. Hey, Marie. Yeah, I already know. They asked me to come and help them set it up. And I told them I couldn't because I was working on my own shit. You guys are going to have to come and get some stuff out of the storage that you guys helped move, or I'm taking it to the dump. No joke. That's where it's at, you guys. I don't want a shed in a box. I don't want to spend money on something that I'm not going to keep for a while. So far, it hasn't rained. I bought 3 tarps at Costco. There's my shed in the box. I miss you. How's your foot? Anyway, so I don't know about the jewelry, but everything else, jewelry's tiny and it can be stored. Everything else as far as going to an estate sale and stuff like that, no. But I am still going to do estate sale hauls because I have a bunch of them. Because when I went to them, everything that I bought at that sale would go in the same spot, right? So you guys, and I still have like 4 to do from 2 weeks ago to finish that all off. It said bring a flashlight, so it's going to be good. Are you going to go? I have scheduled myself to insulate the upstairs this weekend to keep me from going to an estate sale. And it's going to be on, you can't, still black, but oh, well, that's good. It's going to be 100 degrees on Sunday. So yeah, I got to get the insulation done. I had a guy come out yesterday to give us a quote on the insulation, and about lost my ever freaking mind after he decided to talk to me like he thought I was a stupid woman. And I told my son, don't even send him your email. Don't contact him. Don't anything. If he's lucky, I won't leave him a bad review on Yelp and all the Facebook pages around here because he really made me mad. Anyway, so anything that you can think of that has anything to do with any kind of green thing that is planted in the ground and what you can get from it and what helps it grow and what it grows in and what teaches you how to help it grow and how to preserve the produce that you get off of it. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. How about the storage bags? This is, if you like to sew, cloth storage bags, reusable grocery storage bags. I used to have a ton of these. You just take them with you to the market. You put your stuff in it. You can wash your produce in it, shake it out, dry it out, stick it in the fridge. These are just burlap sacks, but look at this, you guys. Super Kmart. This is amazing. This is a posting. This is something I'd sell right here. Can I just say? 2 vintage Super Kmart plastic produce bags for they paid $2. That's amazing. That person is after my heart. By the way, Trader Joe bags are pretty hot right now, but people are not wanting to use plastic because it's not recyclable. So cotton, reusable. I spelled that right. You guys can make these yourself out of material that you've gotten at an estate sale. Green cotton bags, reusable products, multi-purpose, any of these. Organic cotton mesh bags. Look for these things. Look for them at estate sales. Look for them at garage sales. Look for them at the thrift stores. People don't look for this stuff. These are just the solds. Let's go over here. And this has to do with produce and growing it and buying it and selling it. You got to have something to put in 9 reusable produce bags, organic natural cotton. A net shopping bag. People love those. They've been around for ages. Cotton muslin for herbs, for whatever. I have a listing that I kind of forgot about. I listed it about a year ago, and it was funny because there's only one other person that knows that I listed it. And I said, I'm just waiting for it to sell. It may take a couple of years, but I'm going to laugh my butt off when it sells. And people are going to go, what? Avocado, adorable. Look at this, you guys. So play into the industry. Don't let everybody else get all the money. If you like to sew, a little bag like that is 1 seam. If you cut it on the fold, inside out, 2 seams, and then a seam around for the drawstring, and put the drawstring in, and you're done. My mom taught me how to sew too. It's kind of part of that being on the farm thing, right? Anyway, so I would love for you guys to find something plant related, a pot, a plant, a seed, a packet, an old catalog, old burpee seed catalogs, any of them, something, and sell it and tag me in it on Instagram or send me a picture. Because, jams, jellies, anything in that industry that we just talked about. Because I bet you money that a lot of you guys probably have something listed that is somehow related to plants, seeds, produce, or books, ephemera, something to do with it. Do it. I want to see it. Because I know you can do it. And I know, you guys, do you want to know? Donatella didn't pop in. Is she live right now? Don't tell me, because I'm going to go there when I'm done. But she hasn't been listing on eBay, and she has to list because she's part of Courtney's group. Courtney's been hounding her because she needs sales, right? Her and T. Anyway, so Donatella Battolino if anybody wants to drop their links, Donna and T auction for you, that would be amazing. But bushel baskets, berry baskets, all that stuff. Yes, yes. Apple pickers. Don't you, She Picker, wasn't it you that said you have the elderberry trees? Dried elderberries. Elderberry, the juice. I did all of that. I still have 2 gallons of dried elderberries from my elderberry trees. Metal Talon zippers, you know it. No elderberry trees. Here's something. Okay, here's a true bolo for you guys to look for, and it's and probably a little story. So I went last week on Friday to an estate sale, and I met Terry from Mindful Recycle. Find her; she's amazing. She doesn't live that bazooka gum wrappers. She came to that estate sale because I sent her the listing because I wasn't planning on going. Ryan and I were going to do some stuff here, and then he had some stuff come up that he had to go. So I went because there was a bunch of vintage Mr. Christmas, and I thought if I can't get to it, Terry needs to know. So you bought a book on growing heirloom tomatoes. Yes. Yay, Lizzie. So I got there, and about right after I got there an hour after it started. A lady came and got 4 of them, and I got the rest of them. And about 10 minutes after I marked everything, I got everything, Terry got there. And so she and I were walking around looking at stuff. And then she said, okay, I'm going to go. She went and paid, and I was in the process of paying. And then she sent me another one that was like a hoarder house. It was okay. But I mean, it wasn't, I've been in some, anyway, so it took me longer to pay because I had quite a few things. And then I was letting other people go in front of me. And so by the time I got on the road and was halfway there, she's like, there's a rummage sale. And she goes, I'm dying. And she goes, this place smells like mothballs. And I'm going to the rummage sale. Here's the address. She's texting me this while I'm driving, right? And I thought to myself, I'm going to this other sale that she told me about. So the first thing that I noticed when you walk into a sale, and it's not always easy to tell from the pictures, start looking at, especially if you're like in the living room and stuff like that, what kind of stuff did they collect? This sale was almost over. She was closing down at noon. I walked in at 10 minutes to noon. On the kitchen table, anybody know what this is? That one. Do you see the silver flecks in it? And two of these. And I was pretty sure I knew exactly what they were. So I broke my trusty Google Lens out, and I went like this. And it told me exactly what it was. Fenton art glass. 1960s. The little tiny ones selling for, let's see. This is the exact name. Fenton art glass 1960s Vasa Marina art glass vase. And it has silver flecks in it. And it goes for quite a bit of money. Mica chips. And the big one was $12. And the other ones were $5 each. So it was hot. It was hotter than heck last week. And pretty soon, so I put those in the hold box. And so then I started walking around. Well, then pretty soon Terry messaged me to see if I was coming to the rummage sale. And I said, someone's at the door? Huh. I'm not going to answer the door right now. And neither are you. Okay? All right. Out in the garage, down below in the basement. And then when Terry came back and she goes, are you finding anything? And I said, yeah, a lot of stuff. She goes, all right, I'm coming. She goes, of course you are.
It's just one of my friends and their dad.
From down here?
No.
No, you're not answering the door. And don't go to the window. Thank you. Anyway, I went into the bedroom and people keep the things that are the most dear to them usually in their bedroom because they get to see it, especially books that are something that they revere. And so here's the bed, and at the end of the bed was room to get through to the dressers and stuff, and then there was a bookshelf that had the TV and stuff on it, and there were just a few books in there. And I picked, did I bring that one in here with me? I don't remember if it's here or let's see if I took a picture of it. So he was in the military and he had all of his books, his training books from the military right there on that shelf. And there was a couple right by the head of his bed. He was very proud and of himself being in the military, as he should be. And I picked up a book and then I was like, no, I can't do this. I have so many books. I cannot justify getting any more books, right? And then I scanned the book and it sells on I don't have it here, and I deleted the screenshot of it. It sells on Amazon for $600 and some. Mine was the 19th, and it sells on eBay for a similar price, 50 cents. So I bought all of the military books there, or so I thought. But when Terry got there, there was a stack of records, and we were going through more, and I picked up the stack of records, and there was a whole, and I had showed her what I had gotten, and I go, here, you take these, and she goes, no, you got them, and I go, no, you take them. And thanks, Brett. Thanks, Ethel. Anyway, so it was super hot, and Terry's like, I'm out of here. I can't take this. And the one room I hadn't gone in was her sewing room. I walked right into the sewing room, and I go, okay. I felt like I needed to leave because she was leaving, right? Military, glass, military, sewing, military, books. If somebody is in the military and was in the military and saved their books and they have a sewing room and this is not the one that I got from there. I want to say it's in this box over here. This is from that estate sale, and it's not. That's irritating. Oh, I know where it is. It's out in the other room. I may go get it here in just a minute to show you. These buttons in here are all some form of military or something that I've all separated them. Anytime I see a mason jar full of buttons or a bag full of buttons, I do just a quick look. So there was a gallon-sized Ziploc baggie of buttons in the sewing room. Do you think I grabbed them? Because if they were in the military, that means his wife did his sewing and mending, and there were buttons from his, these aren't from that one. But what I'm trying to get across to you is, if you see military items, more than likely that wife also sewed. There are other things. Military buttons sell like crazy. If you just picked up a Michael Whitehead ham radio world, oh, nice. Our sales are apparently a lot more staged than out there. Stuff isn't usually, oh, really? No, ours is like, I feel like I took some video. They're staged, really. Some of them are staged here. I mean, they're cleaned up and they're well run. I'll send you some listings so that you can look at some, Brett. It just depends on how bad the house is. And some of these estate sale companies are having 2 and 3 sales a weekend, and they literally don't have the people and they don't have the time. I was asked to come help set up 2 estate sales yesterday and the day before, and I couldn't do it because, number one, I would have bought a bunch of stuff, and number two, Ryan and I were working on my house, So military buttons. Don the Auction Professor, if you don't follow him, he sells a lot of military buttons. He buys a lot of buttons, but it's not just the military buttons. Let me run out here real quick and grab this bag. And by the way, here's the book, The Blue Jackets Manual. '18th edition, U.S. Naval Institute. Nothing, buddy. The fuller the house, the less staged it looks. Yep. So this was the bag, sitting in a tote on the bed. No, this was actually on the dresser with Talon zippers and all of that stuff in it. This was all I grabbed. It was so hot. It was literally 100 degrees. Now, why did I grab it? I saw that. You guys, there's 6 of these, and I think they might be Bakelite. I'm not sure. These things are huge. They're gorgeous. They're Jackie O buttons. That's my. But
how do I make this?
You can't right now. Military. Now, if you want to spend, here's some more. Here's some more. Here's some more. This person was so concerned, and a lot of people that saved buttons were about the buttons, that she actually sewed them back on the card when she got them. These, it's very obvious these aren't all the same. She literally sewed them on this card herself. So there's another thing for you, sheet picker. But I mean, there's just, that's a military one. In one handful, 2 military buttons. Sometimes when I can't sleep or my body hurts and stuff like that, I will literally just dump the whole bucket out, the whole whatever, and I will sort them. And so that's why that bag over there is sorted, because I know what they are. I'll sort them. I'll sort them by color. I'll sort them by shelf. It's the ADD in me. And You know, it's just, it's amazing. Oops. And these things right here, the button covers, like you put the cloth on there and make your own button. So there's your bolo hidden inside this video. When you go to an estate sale, make an assessment of what they did. Sometimes if you know the people running the sale, they'll give you a little idea. Just look around. You're looking around at everything that's selling. Do you see a photo of somebody in a military uniform? Do you see that maybe they were a physician? Maybe they were a pastor? These people were Catholic. I bought a bunch of Catholic items because they sell like crazy. So assess the situation. Don't jump in and get yourself killed by helping the Good Samaritan. Stand back, let the fires burn, assess the situation, figure out what the family did, and then decide. Like, I couldn't believe these were still, they weren't even priced that high. $12. I spent $80 at that place, and I bought 4 bags worth of stuff. I spent $80. Let's look this book up. Might actually have to add you guys to this to the. All right. And I want to not look it up on eBay. I don't want to look it up. Sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. I probably could, but this is exactly what I saw. And there you have it. So even if I only got $100 or 22 or 225 or 315 or 65, would you guys? $12.59. I don't, they're all over the place. Point is, would you guys pick that up for 50 cents? I miss sale digging. You're the one buying the adorable creamer sugar set filled with dirt on the kitchen sill and the muddy tiny. Yep. Yep. I've already washed these. They're going to get listed either tonight or tomorrow because I got to get them out of here. Anyway, so, I mean, here we go. Did the people enjoy gardening? Are there canning jars in their basement? Are there seed packets in the garage or down in the basement or stuffed in mason jars on the shelf? And not just that. Are there little things like these? People love this stuff. This set's not for sale. This is mine and Dren's, and I do use them, but these are old. And I love them. And they came from somebody that I really loved, and we use them. So, good night, Moses. Thank you for coming in. Have a great rest of your night. So look around. It's amazing the things that you'll find that somebody else already bought that you can pick up most of the time for a song and either use it for yourself or resell it, right? Because after all, we are consumers ourselves. So buy it for yourself or buy it to sell. But if it's old and vintage, buy it to sell. That's what I say. I don't keep a lot of stuff for myself. It may look like it. Pretty much everything except for that It was my great grandfather's, and it works, and I listened to it. It's a 8-track cassette, AM, FM, and a stereo, and it is a Hitachi brand with Hitachi speakers. Sure, they are for sale. If I offered $75, would you sell them? Nope, I absolutely would not. But I love you, KK, but you can't have them. Nope, I'm not that person. Oh, anyway. All right, you guys. Think outside the box. Look at the things that people need. And on the very end of that, I just want you to know, when you're shopping at the grocery store and seeds are going to go on sale, they're going to start clearing them out here pretty soon. I want you to keep in mind that with all that's going on in the world, and that has been going on with the gas prices and stuff like that, farmers, the shelves are going to be a lot more bare next year. Everything that you're seeing on the shelves right now, a lot of it was last year's stuff, seeds and stuff like that, produce, food. Well, this year they weren't able to do what they did. Were the cost of fuel and feed. If you have dogs and cats and chickens, I don't have any shower curtains, doggone it. Sorry, just the one in my bathroom. It would not be a bad idea, especially if you garden for yourself, to be picking up some seeds and things like that. Stick them in a mason jar. Stick them in a cool, dry place. You got a basement. You can stick them on a shelf in a dark corner back there. As long as your mason jar is sealed, you can stick them in your refrigerator if you want to. Just make sure no moisture gets to them, right? I would highly, strongly suggest that you purchase seeds this year. And if you order them from somebody online, I would strongly suggest you order what you need for next year, because A, there aren't going to be a lot, and B, they're going to be very expensive. Save any seeds that you have of your own and have fun. And it's not just all about seeds, right? But have fun. Have fun at the estate sales. Have fun buying things for yourself. Have fun selling things for other people, and think outside the box. Look for the things that other people don't buy on the regular, that you don't hear other people talking about, that you wouldn't even think about selling, because those are the things that may just sell a little bit faster because there's going to be a little bit more demand for them. Hershey said there will be, yeah, look at sriracha sauce. You can't get it. It's done until the harvest this year. And who knows how much of a harvest that's going to be. That's because I buy it all, Evan. We had over 200 kids last year. Oh, for goodness sakes, Marie, you need to go to, where was I just this weekend when I got the more, I couldn't believe they have more Tic Tac gum. What's the Prospectors, Marie? They have candy like freaking crazy right now. You need to go there. And I kid you not. Like, they have the 2-foot-long Snicker bars. Dren wanted to get like 5 of them. He was naming off everybody that needed one of those. And I was like, nobody needs one of those. It's in the About page. It's actually should be in the description, KK, of the video. My eBay store should be. And if it's not, it's absolutely in the About on my YouTube channel. So, all right, you guys, I am going to go, and it is almost 9 o'clock here. A little boy he had permanent spacers and retainers put in this week, and so his mouth's been pretty sore. So he needs to have some dinner and stock up on what you like. Do not purchase things that you will not eat. If you won't eat them now, you are probably not even going to want to eat them then, right? Stock up on some canned meat. Heard recommendations to stock up on pantry staples. Yeah, absolutely. You absolutely should be. I don't have to worry about that. And if you don't can or you do can, you probably should be canning. All right, you guys. I love you. I will see you soon. Thanks for coming. I appreciate y'all. Bye.